Hi, I'm Amanda Schwarz. I work at ad.com, but I'm far more enthusiastic about tea. As much as I love internet advertising, I'm far more enthusiastic about tea, and I think you too can also drink better tea. So what do I love about tea? That is whole leaf tea. That is not from a bag, and it's delicious, and it's beautiful. There's kind of an aesthetic about it that's really quite lovely. I'm so glad that there was talk about aesthetic. There's something kind of peaceful and nice about having something beautiful to consider as you're drinking. This is my teapot at home. I love it. And it's just pretty to look at. You take some time, you put some tea in a pot, you put some hot water in it, you sit for a while and consider life while the world just buzzes by you. It's just kind of nice to sit and just contemplate. So that's why I like it. This is a tea plantation. Tea is grown all over the world, in Japan, in China, in Sri Lanka, all over the place. Even in the United States, there's one small tea plantation in South Carolina. But there needs to be a certain kind of balance between temperature and humidity for tea to grow. Now, I don't understand why people like tea bags so much. They're made of, the tea inside of tea bags are fannings and dust. This is whole leaf tea, and it's far fuller in flavor. It takes a while to make, but it's just tastier. So whole leaf tea is really easy to make. You just need to choose your leaves, heat your water, and be able to get the leaves out of whatever it is that you're steeping. And that's pretty much it. It's very easy. You just have to be patient. That's all. So this is the Camellia sinensis. This is the plant, or Camellia sinensis. This is the plant where tea is from. I'm totally blanking out. I knew this was going to happen. But yeah, this is, and what's nice about it is it grows in different countries. Between China and India, it's a little bit different in variation. So the flavor will be different, and flavor will be different also because of the different water and the different soil that's going into creating the plant, which affects its terroir. It's terror. I don't know. It's the feeling of it. Terroir. Thank you very much. So 5 of the teas that I'm going to be discussing are black, oolong, green, and white, and herbal. Herbal is the only one that is not made from this one particular Camellia sinensis. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. This is black tea. It is made in China and also in India. It tends to be a little darker, a little more malty. It's higher in caffeine than the rest of the other teas. It's about half the amount of caffeine in a cup of coffee. This is oolong. It's less caffeine than the black tea. This happens to be a Taiwanese oolong. It's a little more vegetal in flavor, and it holds up to about 3 or 4 infusions, which is a lot more than black tea or a tea bag would hold up to. This is a green tea. It's a Japanese green. Japan and China are very well known for their green teas. Chinese green teas tend to be a little sweeter and more floral, whereas Japanese greens are a little more vegetal. And you want to use a lower temperature water when steeping these, or else they're going to get really bitter and kind of nasty. And this is a white tea. It's a silver needle, and this is the sweetest of all of them. It's also the lowest in caffeine levels, so if you want to drink some tea and it's nighttime, you don't feel like being all buzzed off of caffeine, this is the stuff to go for. This is a chrysanthemum tea. It's an herbal tea, and anything qualifies as herbal if it's not made by the Camellia sinensis. Your mint, your rooibos, all of it, that's herbal. Generally don't have any caffeine at all. There are some herbals that do have caffeine, like yerba mate. That's got tons of caffeine. So you're going to want to consider your water. Make sure that it's from a tap and not from a bottle. That's because it has a lot of H2O. It has a lot of O in it. Water's got a lot of H2O, quote of the night. You're not going to want to steep in one of these. As you saw before, the leaves get really, really big, and they're not going to fit in those at all. I use the one on the left as like a castanet in my kitchen. That's just about it. It's fairly useless. Steep in a teapot, add a little bit of hot water, swish it around, dump it out, put your leaves in, your hot water, and only put as much water as you need for the amount of leaves in the pot, and then maybe pour it through one of those infusers to make sure that you get all the leaves out and that you don't oversteep the leaves, because if they're oversteeped, they stink. This is the obligatory chart of amounts of heat and time for tea leaves. Don't bother memorizing it. It's available everywhere. You just kind of have to have it in a presentation about tea. And there it goes. So the legend of origin from tea, one of them is the Bodhidharma was the first patriarch of Zen. He was doing about a 9-year stint in meditation when he fell asleep, and he got pretty frustrated, so he ripped off his eyelids and threw them to the ground. Yeah, and from there, the first tea plants grew. So no one has to go to that much effort to get a decent cup of tea, gratefully. Tea is the second most popular beverage in the world, second only to coffee. I mean, not to coffee, to water. So reconsider your cup of coffee, try a cup of tea. It's pretty tasty. If you visit teaandtech.com, that's my site, Earthbound Tea is offered to send a sample for free to anybody who wants to leave their information. So please feel free to visit. Send me your address and whatnot, and we'll send you some free tea. Go eat some ice cream. Thank you so much.